let's start off. Let's start off with the MultiVersus, right? Yeah, let's go with the MultiVersus. All right. So the MultiVersus is officially shutting down. Now, I haven't read this article, as you guys know. I don't read the articles. I read them for the first time. If you like it, that's just what it is. My terrible speech, and that's what I do. I read. I practice my reading with you guys online. I appreciate it. We read the article for the first time. I read the article. I saw the title. I was like, all right, let's talk about it. But because of this, I made 2 videos. One of them is erased because it was on my other channel, 30 and Still Gaming, and we deleted all of those videos. But I did make one way back in 2022 when the game first launched and said what it needed to succeed. Then they closed down the beta for a year, came back, and I have a video that I did over 8 to 9 months ago. Okay, this video was done on May 31st, okay, of 2024, and this is the tail end of my video. Oh my God, I'm wearing the same shirt. Crazy. Okay, May 31st. Let's hear what I had to say at the tail end of this section. Right, that's younger, more handsome me. Maybe I had a little bit more hair 9 months ago. Let's see. You literally took majority of the things out, got the feedback that you got from people. These are things that they actually liked in the actual game, hence why you added it originally in the first place, and then you removed this stuff in for more grimy, scummy business tactics because you're just scummy. And this seems really bad. It does, because the game itself is actually pretty fun. I'm pretty good with Batman. I like playing the game, but let me tell you, man, every corner around, it just feels like they're trying to pull something off, right? I showed you yesterday that I have to complete the rift, but I can't do the one rift because I need a t-shirt, and the t-shirt's going to cost me Gleamium, and I don't have enough Gleamium to pay because I have to, if I want to play the Batman or any other character with the t-shirt on, I have to then go spend money in the real store to then go back to play a thing that gets little stars here and there, okay? It's absolutely scummy in every shape, way, or form. As of right now, I hope that this game bombs. I do. I hope it goes... Oh, man. I hope this game bombs. The way of the dodo, because of these scummy tactics that it does. If you're enjoying it, enjoy it as long as you can, because just like they took it down off of last year because they lost the player base and there was no one playing the game, that's going to happen much faster this time around. Why? And it did happen much faster because at least the beta was out for 1 full year. Then they took it down for a year. This has been up and they've announced it that it's closing down. Now, obviously, it'll be up for 1 year, but they're announcing that it's closing down much faster because we're not idiots. We played a game. No, it's the lighting. It was just a lighting difference. Thought it was a better game back when it came out a year ago, 2 years ago when it launched. Okay, and now it's a worse game. A worse game that you're going to be paying real money for to unlock these characters to have a worse experience in this game. Do not give them money. Do not pass go. Do not let them collect $200 off of you. Okay? Wait to play. There's plenty of games out there that you can play for free. There's plenty of games out there that you can buy with your actual hard-earned money. There's plenty of games out there that are better than this game right now. This game right now is in a worse state than it was when it left. Okay? Do not help them. The only way they're going to help is not playing the game. They'll learn real quick what is right and what's wrong in the gaming industry. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section. Man, that was harsh, 30. Very true, though. Very true, but very harsh. It looks painful. What looks painful? The color correction? Like, it's as easy as this. Really. Like, this is... Let me get the, let me get you. Like, this is all I have to do. Oh my God, it's so painful. Look at the sunburn. Like, I don't know what, stay in school, kids. Don't be retarded, okay? All right, so that was past me, okay, talking about MultiVersus, and now we're going to be talking about the actual, what the story is today. Now, MultiVersus is officially shutting down. I wonder why it's shutting down, okay? So the MultiVersus is coming to an end after rumors begin to circulate on Thursday that the game could wrap up after Season 5, and it's been announced that MultiVersus is shutting down. In a post social media, the game's website, Warner Brothers Games and Player First Games announced that Season 5 will serve as the final update for MultiVersus, and the season will run from February 4th to May 30th. After that day, the game will be taken offline, with the game only playable in an offline state. At that point, there will be an option to play MultiVersus offline via the local gameplay mode, either solo against AI opponents or with up to 3 friends. the blog post reads. To do this, you'll need to install/download the latest version of the game and log in during Season 5 anytime between February 4th, 9 a.m. Pacific and May 30th, 9 a.m. Pacific. Okay. After logging in, the local save file will automatically create a connected and PlayStation Network, Microsoft Store, Steam, Epic Game Store account, allowing you to enjoy the game offline with all earned and purchased content moving forward. Okay. This is my biggest, and in that video that I did over 9 months ago, I talked about how it was ridiculous in how they were charging, because they were putting Jason Voorhees behind, right, a paywall, okay, saying that if you want to unlock these characters, you have to pay for these characters. And I said, this is stupid. Always give the characters for free. Let's see what game's succeeding right now and what game is closing shop right now. One is Marvel Rivals, who gives all the heroes for free, and then you pay for the cosmetics. And in that video that I just showed you earlier in the video, and another one that I did the days before, over a year ago, okay, or over 9 months ago, that I say that characters are not content. Do not put characters behind a paywall in a free-to-play game. The reason it works, Jason even brings up, Smash Brothers can never be top. It works in a game like Smash Brothers because they're charging full price and they're putting DLC if you want those characters. But in a free-to-play game, you're putting free-to-play characters behind a paywall, and then if they're OP in any way, shape, or form, it's a pay-to-win model, okay? So MultiVersus comes in and then decides that it was going to charge. It's going to charge for behind the, block behind a paywall for these characters. And then they slowly bring in more characters. I said 2 years ago, when the game first came out, I said this game lives or dies on the amount of characters you bring into the game. Marvel Rivals is the exact same thing. This game lives or dies on how many characters you bring in. And the difference between these games and other games like Overwatch and all these other games is that these are well-known brands. MultiVersus could succeed easily if they just kept bringing in Game of Thrones characters, if they kept bringing in Looney Tunes characters, if they just kept bringing in characters from all these franchises and all these IPs that they own, okay, they would have succeeded much easier than what they did here. Here, they're like nickel and diming. They learned their lesson. People weren't playing the game, so they changed the rules. They said, oh, well, now you can use all the characters, but you can't use all the characters. You can only use all the characters against the NPCs. See, Marvel Rivals, you can use all the characters in the game. In PvP, you can use all the characters against the bots. You can use all the characters wherever you want. Play the character. You like the character. You're going to pay for a microtransaction for the skins. Let's continue. So starting today, January 31st, real money transactions will no longer be available in the game. This is another thing that pisses me off. Those of you that paid for the pack that got $100 worth of content, okay, for early adopters for these games, and then they shut it down, then they brought it back. Now they're closing down, and everybody gets all the characters that you paid for $100, okay? Sure, you got it early. Sure, you got to play it, but at the end of the day, the game is done, and you won't be able to play it, and everything gets unlocked now, just like it happens in Marvel Rivals. No refunds, Jax. There's no refund, okay? I saw this on Twitter the other day, right? So it says no longer available in the game. Everything included in the two new characters, Aquaman and Lola Bunny, will be unlockable by playing the game. Lastly, once Season 5 ends on May 30th, the game will no longer be able to be downloaded from any marketplace, okay? As far as the future of the developer Player First Games is concerned, that's currently unknown. Warner Brothers Games acquired the studio in July of 2024. This decision was not made lightly. The developer said, all of us on Player First Games and Warner Brothers Games teams have put on our heart and soul into the MultiVersus, creating a unique social cooperative experience from the ground up and brings together a variety of popular characters in the world. It says, we are proud of the game and we have built and incredibly thankful for the support of the MultiVersus community throughout this journey, and your passion and enthusiasm have been unmatched. Well, you know what's funny? Because at breakfast this morning, I happened to go to Twitter and I saw an article, because the guy says here, okay, we're proud of the game and we've built and incredibly thankful for the support of the MultiVersus community throughout its journey. But I read, and maybe I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it again, but I remember the guy talking about that he was upset at the fans, because obviously, what do you think they're upset about? Why do you think they're upset? Because of where do they go? There's only two ways they go with this, right? To lunge back at the fans. One is that you're sexist, racist, and misogynistic. And the other one is what, chat? Do you know what the other thing the developers say when things go awry, right? What do you think it is? I'll let the chat answer. No, they didn't buy enough, right? That's not what it is. It's what type of threat, right? What type of threat? Okay, let's go. Let me see if I can go find this other article real fast. I think I actually might have put it in the submitted stories. Let me see. I did. Here it is from VGC. That's right, Krebsy. Death threats. Okay. So Multiverse Director fans are crossing the line by threatening devs after shutting down announcement. So Multiverse will be delisted and go offline in May. Last week, Warner Brothers developer Player First Games announced Season 5 of Multiverse, which starts on Wednesday, will be the latest, with the game shutting down on May 30th. At the point of existing players will also still be able to play offline versions of the game, but it will also otherwise be delisted from PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Steam, Epic Store. Now, in a lengthy statement post on X Director, he thanked and apologized to players before drawing his attention to those who have acted aggressively to the news. What's my number one rule, chat? What's my number one rule? Never death threats, obviously, are never good, but show the receipts if you're going to show up. But my number one rule is respect the player's time. Now, in a lengthy statement post, he says, quote, "I know that this is a painful for everyone. And I know every member of the Player First Games feels it too. But I have to call this out. You're entitled to what you say and think, but there are threats to harm is crossing the line. I hope that you can take a step back and realize this is an extremely sad time for the team, and I'm deep in mourning of the game. Nobody wants the outcome in this and the lack of carrying it for effort." So here's his tweet. Want to say a few words and reflect on recently announced about the Multiverses. While it's sad about the outcome, I will forever be grateful for the opportunity given by Warner Brothers and that each and every developer of the Player First Games in WB. Addressing the players' complaints that some commonly requested characters weren't included in the game while others were. Okay, explained that it wasn't possible to include everything and that the game was a collaborative process. Imagine being owned by WB, the people that own all the IPs that you're working for, and yet they got bought out by WB and they're owned by WB, and WB owns the IPs. So them asking them to be like, "Hey, can we put this character in?" And WB is like, "Nah, we don't want you to do that." What kind of idiotic management ownership do we have, not at the studio, but at the WB itself? Character selection comes down to a bunch of things, including development time, listening to what community wants, working with IP holders and approvals. Is there a cross-marketing opportunity available to support? And of course, if the team is inspired to make the character, so a lot goes into it. Basically, everything I've talked about in the past, right? Is there cross-marketing opportunities? Ding, 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 right? There's a Looney Tunes movie coming out. You think they could have put more Looney Tune characters in the game? Perhaps, right? You're telling me they're not going to give you the rights to, like, Daffy Duck? What are we talking about here? He added, "I don't have the power. Some you think I do." No, of course not. You're just a peon in the bigger scheme of things. Player First Games is a highly collaborative team, and the idea of encouraging and can also come from anyone, and will promote delivering value to players. I also hope the community notices that we try to listen and act. Like any developer, we're limited by time and resources. Well, you closed the studio, or not close the studio, you closed the game down for 1 full year, okay? You changed the fundamentals of what the game was and went back and screwed it up. Made it worse than it was before it was in the beta. Why? Because you're going for that the money, right? You're looking for that booty, okay? Players continue to voice their concerns at the way the game is being closed down, with some complaining that the Founders Pack, particularly the $99.99 Premium Founders Pack, originally releasing during the game's first run in 2022, promised them character unlock tokens, but the game will now be end before enough characters have been introduced. So think about this. They sold these people a $100 package to unlock all the characters, and the amount of characters they released does not cover the $99.99 that they paid for almost 3 years ago, okay? Another reason not to pre-order, another reason not to give them money ahead of time. So real money transactions are no longer available in the game, and as of last week, but players remain Gleam currency and the character tokens can continue to spend them on in-game content until the game goes offline May 30th. Players will not be refunded for any Gleamium or any other content purchased with real money. So there you go. So where did they go wrong? Well, you went wrong because you made a free-to-play game that you charged to unlock the new characters that came out, and then when you try to release those characters, you made it so grindy that the people that had to play it weren't having any fun. They just want to use the characters. How hard is it, chat, for people to understand that you're the ones that wanted to make a free-to-play game? You're the ones that put characters behind a paywall. You're the ones that made the ridiculous price point for these characters. And then you look at us and go, well, it just didn't make it because you guys are giving us death threats. I didn't pitch the idea to WB. Hey, you know, we should make a game about WB characters from all over the place. We'll call it MultiVersus, and then bitch about that we can't get the rights and the ability to use these characters in a game about the IPs of the WB. Yeah, it's amazing, right? I didn't ask for this game. You pitched the game. We got excited. We're like, right? My other video that I talked about, I said, This game lives or dies the amount of characters you brought in. They brought in a lot of characters, but they didn't bring in enough characters. Where's the Animaniacs? Where's the Looney Tunes? Where's the rest of the crew of Game of Thrones? Where are the rest of the DC massive characters that were big for the Justice League or the bad guys? Where are all of these characters you could have brought in? Where is Harry Potter? You own the Harry Potter franchise IP, and yet there is no Harry Potter characters in a WB game. This is a asinine, this is such a flop of a game of where they could have done the actual... I'm lost of words here, chat. The amount of things they could have had with this game, and they just kind of just went, I don't know, it's just not going to work, is mind-boggling to me. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Just like I said 9 months ago, I hope this game goes away of the dodo. And here it is. That day has now come, and them announcing that the game is closing down. Look, I don't like to be right like this, but when you show these types of things to me, I know your game's going to fail. Just like I said to Concord before it came out, just like I said to many other games before this, that it was going to bomb and not make it. Again, my thoughts, let me hear yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.